Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us yet again. It's another table discussion with our preferred suppliers from Royal LePage Binder Real Estate. My name is Arms Boomenlag. Happy to have you on this very wet and soggy Friday. And I wouldn't have to say this, but if you are moving today, you're probably saying, thanks, Mother Nature, for the soggy weather. So it's a wet one outside, but moving can be one of those situations where you can say to yourself, okay, well, maybe I could be doing this in a better way. And that's why we wanted to bring on one of our preferred suppliers. Joining me on the show today to talk a little bit about Movesnap is Nicole Best from Movesnap. Hi, Nicole. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. Thank you for having me, Arms.
Well, such a pleasure to talk to you. And I know Movesnap is one of our preferred suppliers with Royal LePage Binder Real Estate, which is totally awesome. And what's interesting too, when you think about moving, it can be somewhat of a stressful experience. We'll get to that in a little bit, but I wanted to talk about Movesnap, specifically how this company came to be.
Yeah, sure. That's a great question. So, MooseSnap really derived from the concept of trying to solve a pain point. And what's a bigger pain point than a job you really don't want to be doing likely in the first place and you want to avoid and is one of the biggest stressors in life, but moving. So it really came about from trying to solve that pain point. And, across Canada, there's something like over 1.5 million households who go through this process every year. So if you can imagine for a minute, they say sort of next to divorce, it's one of the most life-changing events. You're literally changing over everything in your life while trying to maintain your day-to-day. So as you're going through this process, your checklist can get out of control. You don't even know where to begin. And in particular, if you're moving across provinces, how are you going to know where to even begin when you're thinking about changing your whole life over? So it derived out of that. And, clients or movers would often turn to their realtors to ask them for questions. And so this kind of presented an opportunity to allow a service like Movesnap to really connect that client with a centralized place where they could go to plan, organize for their move, and allowing that realtor to provide that service without having, the obligation of having to figure out all the tasks for them. So it really derived out of this whole notion of really saving time, helping them to organize, and of course, trying to reduce the amount of stress.
Yeah, talk about stress. I remember when we moved out of, we used to live in a condominium about 6, 7 years ago, and we moved into our first home here in the South Walkerville area, and then out to the Amherstburg area where my wife and I are at now. And it's a stressful thing. You talk about, high level anxiety and making sure everything's packed and ready to go. I mean, on top of that, making sure that you're good to go. I mean, you're right. It is a life changing experience when you move homes.
And very expensive on top of that. So it also allows people to save money through a one centralized place. We kind of like to refer to it as a one-stop shop for every moving need.
So, from what I understand too, MoveSnap, right, Nicole? It's you're making that more personalized approach, the more custom approach. I would think it's something somewhat like a concierge service, right?
It is. It is a digital moving concierge service. So, through exclusive invitations to the client from the realtor, the client is invited to set up their own private password protected dashboard. And from there, it's really a two-dimensional tool. So what happens is they have a dashboard where they can see all of the tasks, perhaps that need to be considered. They have some great discounts that they can take advantage of. But in addition, there's this great sort of what we call the red carpet approach. So we have this great team of moving experts here at Movesnap who are always available to sort of help in answering questions, doing more custom research around sort of the areas that they're moving, and all from the safety of home.
What's great about this too is, especially through this unprecedented time, the last 18 months to almost 2 years now, this is really a unique way to sort of navigate through that realtor channel, right? And help realtors differentiate their service and help support their business.
Absolutely. We're really all about extending that relationship. So from the time that you have an offer go firm, if you're a realtor, and that time that that client move can oftentimes be a fairly long time. And in the meantime, their client is busy trying to consider their moving task and everything around their move. And the realtor, not really doing it on purpose, is on to helping maybe perhaps some other clients. So this really is about filling in that gap between sort of that offer going firm and the time that that client moves, and then beyond that, right? So it's all about having that communication, a place to go and get their questions answered. Our concierge team has helped do custom task and research on everything from, finding a barn for a horse. We've found alpaca owners. We've kind of helped them match with alpacas, believe it or not. Pretty much at this point, we've been around for over 6 years now. We've pretty much been able to address any client crazy request that you can think of. We've even helped them source a specialized brick color in Italy once. I know it sounds nuts,
Wow.
but it's happened.
But those are the types of personalized touches, I think, if you can take that away and get it done properly and in a timely manner for a client, I mean, you're just kind of checking those boxes again to alleviate that stress on what is already a stressful time for a lot of folks.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, our dashboard has, all of the what everybody needs to go through in a move. So changing utilities, forwarding their mail, connecting with movers that are reputable, because of course we have lots of partners that we connect with on our dashboard that have been fully vetted. And so, we take all of that very seriously, and it's a great way you can be in front of Netflix having a glass of wine, sitting there with your feet up, planning and organizing your move through your dashboard and connecting with a live concierge. So as you can see, it can really reduce the stress for any client.
And what's great about this too, I think, Nicole, is the fact that, I mean, again, you personalize it towards the specific client, that whole experience. But I would assume that, maybe seniors who are making a big move, maybe they're coming back to where their family is, or maybe they're moving on to another stage in their life, maybe the golden years, retirement years. You're really able to sort of customize that experience for the particular client.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, seniors is a big segment who are moving. And I'll just give you a little bit of a story on how, a partner can use their own sort of service to connect and help out their clients. So what I mean by that is we offer great discounts and sort of savings on our service, but partners oftentimes want to stay close to that relationship. Of course they do. So when you're dealing with somebody like the senior segment, they often don't want to or aren't comfortable dealing with the more technology side of things. So what a partner can do is really access their own sort of what we call the portal to connect some of these types of services. So meaning they can go into their partner portal. And in this case, I was working with a realtor who was working with a client who they were moving into a retirement home. And so he was going to help facilitate the changeover of the locks. So we went into his own partner portal, because they can get the discounts as well, looked up the locksmith that we have a partnership with, was able to go ahead and help his client turn over the locks, and in the meantime saved him money, and he didn't even have to fuss with changing over those locks. So it was just another way that the partners and the realtors can really get the most out of Movesnap, knowing that they're really helping their client, but not having to go through all the hassle of finding the local locksmiths or whatever other partners that we have that they're looking to help their clients kind of make arrangements with.
I guess I mean, from a realtor perspective, a salesperson perspective, this offers, I guess, the added value for your client, right? It's just another way that you can make sure that everything goes seamless for them on their big day.
Yes, absolutely. So even beyond the big day, so there's all of the planning and arranging for that big day. And, but beyond that, it's about staying in touch. So for that partner, we have it easily set up in our system. So they're always going to be able to stay connected to those clients. Because let's face it, it's all about the repeat business and the referrals and capturing somehow that experience that, the realtor sort of counts on for their own business. So this really allows them to stay in touch with their clients to in an automated way that's very quick and easy, just to and always follow along on their own dashboard, knowing where their client is in that move journey and even well beyond for years to come.
Nicole, in your opinion, what's it like to work with Royal LePage Binder Real Estate here in the Windsor-Essex area, and your experience with Movesnap and working with our brokerages and our folks who are representing the brand?
Yeah, we when we first started at Movesnap, and we were building this business, a lot of it was sort of that one-on-one connections with realtors. As we started to really penetrate the market a little bit, we kind of grew into more of a service that works with brokerages. And Frank was one of our first brokerages, so we've had the pleasure of working with him and his realtors now for a few years. And so we're very fortunate that, there is a great participation with his brokerage. And, we've gotten lots of great feedback and testimonials from those realtors. And we're just so excited to sort of plan and help them grow their businesses and stay connected to their clients in the future.
Well, Nicole, thank you so much for joining us on Ask the Experts, and we appreciate the time, and thanks for being one of our preferred suppliers with Royal LePage Binder Real Estate. Thank you.
Thank you. It's great to be with you.
Thank you so much. Nicole Best, who is joining us from Movesnap, one of our preferred suppliers for Royal LePage Binder Real Estate. And you can find out more information on all of our preferred suppliers, royallepagebinder.com, and make the move easy for you. When you are ready to make the move, you can also find our entire list of brokerages and folks who represent Royal LePage Binder across Windsor-Essex and Chatham-Kent on our website. Okay, that'll do it for this edition of Ask the Experts. We're back again in 2 weeks. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay dry, and don't forget, again, follow us on social media as well. Take care.